的问题呢？
你是说，
你们看看这是谁？
魂兽们从来都学不会团结。宇浩，这个新员工10大凶兽中居然有7位齐聚于此。
小家伙，你有多少把握？
你就有。
With Huo Yuhao's arrival in Shrek City, he faces the furious counterattack of the beast god Tian. Huo Yuhao steps forward and threatens to take his own life, thus taking with him the fate of the great Douluo forest, a legacy he inherited from Wang Qiu'er. This forces Tian to halt the devastating assault of the soul beasts. As a result, the beast war finally comes to an end. However, Huo Yuhao becomes Tian's hostage and is taken to the great forest to begin the experiment with soul spirits. Sounds fascinating. Let's take a closer look. Tian breaks free from the seal placed by Elder Xianzi and Mu En. He witnesses how the Scarlet King and other soul beasts are being overwhelmed by human resistance. With the arrival of Du Busi from the body sect, the situation worsens. Seeing the growing reinforcements on the human side, Tian begins to burn his life force, intending to single-handedly break through Shrek City's defense and annihilate everyone. At that moment, no one can stop him. Even if Du Busi and Elder Xian join forces, they wouldn't be able to resist. That's when Huo Yuhao steps forward. In the trailer, it's shown that although he cannot defeat Tian, he reveals himself to be the human for whom the three-eyed golden lioness sacrificed her life. He then threatens to commit suicide, forcing Tian to stop. After all, Huo Yuhao inherited the source power of the imperial beast and formed a spiritual connection with all the beasts of the forest, essentially taking her place. If he were to die, the soul beasts of the Douluo forest would permanently lose the protection of their sacred guardian. Yet, even under such a threat, Tian doesn't surrender immediately. The Beast War wasn't just about revenge for the lioness. It was because the rapid development of humanity was threatening the very survival of the soul beasts. The forest was shrinking, and if humans weren't stopped, the soul beasts would eventually become extinct. Huo Yuhao understood this as well. He summoned one of the 10 great savage beasts, the Snow Empress, who resided within him, and brought her to meet Tian. The beast god Tian was shocked by her appearance. Huo Yuhao explained their connection and shared the idea of soul spirits, which could allow soul beasts and humans to coexist peacefully. It was this concept that moved Tian, and ultimately led him to stop the war. Tian brought Huo Yuhao to the heart of the great Douluo forest and summoned the 4 fierce beasts, the Bear King, Bai Ji, the Scarlet King, and others to hear Huo Yuhao explain the concept of soul spirits. The hot-headed Bear King still didn't understand why Tian had suddenly withdrawn. Huo Yuhao released the Snow Empress's soul and explained how she fused with his body and was transformed into a soul spirit. Tian, like all savage beasts, immediately recognized the aura of the Snow Empress. Though he didn't want to believe that the young girl before him was really her, he had to accept the truth. Huo Yuhao spent a great deal of time and effort to help the 5 fierce beasts understand that soul spirits could extend the lives of dying beasts, provide soul rings to humans, and resolve the growing conflict between the 2 races. At Bai Ji's request, Huo Yuhao painfully and tearfully shared everything that had happened between him and Wang Qiu'er. This sincere story touched even the savage soul beasts, and in the end, Tian made his final decision. He was willing to try cooperation with humans and agreed to conduct the first soul spirit experiment. Tian didn't fully trust Huo Yuhao's words about soul spirits, so he decided to personally oversee the experiment. Huo Yuhao also understood that only a successful demonstration could truly bring peace. He informed Elder Xianzi and asked him to prepare a group of volunteers from among soul masters willing to participate. After that, he temporarily left with Tian deeper into the forest, arriving at the source of life at its center, where he quietly waited for the experiment to begin. Elder Xian gathered 100 soul masters for the experiment and arrived at the forest center. Tian also assembled a group of seriously wounded or dying soul beasts. Under Huo Yuhao's guidance, both sides began the soul spirit experiment. Following Tian's instructions, Bai Ji selected members of her race whose lives were nearing their end. Meanwhile, Huo Yuhao contacted Xianzi and asked him to choose soul masters on the verge of a breakthrough. For the first time in history, soul beasts and humans were to work together. In the trailer, Tian takes on a human form, a tall man with black hair in a dark cloak, while Huo Yuhao launches attacks at him. Did he mean to hurt Tian? Of course not. It all started when Tian accidentally witnessed Huo Yuhao training and, showing friendliness, decided to spar with him a little. In response, Huo Yuhao used 3 powerful Haodong strikes to exchange experience with the mightiest living being. During the sparring, he felt the terrifying, abyss-like soul power within Tian, as well as learned how his soul core worked and how he accumulated soul energy, all of which benefited him greatly. But what shocked Tian the most was something else. He discovered that Huo Yuhao possessed the potential to become a god. In his opinion, Huo Yuhao was no weaker than the sea god Tang, who became a deity 10,000 years ago. This revelation filled Tian not only with envy but also with unease and caution. During the first attempt at the experiment, the Bear King interfered. He criticized the idea, saying that humans had to kill soul beasts to obtain rings and advance in rank. But everyone understood that if things continued as they were, the soul beasts would be hunted to extinction, and then even humans would lose their only path to advancement. Soul beasts are a vital part of the planet's ecosystem, so for the sake of both races' future, the soul spirit experiment became a necessity. With support from the Stardow Forest and Shrek City, the experiment quickly began, led by Huo Yuhao himself. This time, both sides prepared 100 volunteers. 100 soul beasts nearing the end of their lives, and 100 human soul masters ready to break through to the next level. The first test subject was an old acquaintance, Dai Huabin. Upon seeing him, Huo Yuhao briefly thought about rigging the experiment so Dai would die during the fusion. But that thought quickly vanished. He had promised himself to one day take revenge for his mother honorably, not through deceit. Dai Huabin's fusion partner was a wounded 10,000-year-old tiger. In the trailer, the tiger is shown limping forward, but just as Huo Yuhao is about to begin the experiment, the beast suddenly self-destructs, attempting to kill both Huo Yuhao and Dai Huabin. Fortunately, Huo Yuhao reacted in time and wasn't harmed, but this incident led to accusations that he had killed the volunteer. The Bear King tried to interfere from the shadows, and for that, he received a harsh punishment from Tian. To subdue him, Tian immediately used the Dragon God's Claw and severely injured the 470,000-year-old Bear King. Huo Yuhao's actions mark a turning point in the long-standing conflict between soul beasts and humans, introducing a new path of coexistence through the soul spirit system. Huo Yuhao demonstrates exceptional leadership by bridging the gap between humans and soul beasts through empathy and vision. His personal growth reflects the broader theme of reconciliation between once opposing forces. The soul spirit system symbolizes a transformative shift in the power dynamics of the world. Tian's eventual willingness to cooperate reveals the depth of Yuhao's influence and the strength of his ideals. This arc sets the foundation for a new era of unity, with Huo Yuhao at its center as both a mediator and a visionary. Do you think Huo Yuhao will succeed in establishing the first soul spirit? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you next time.